The Transfiguration of Christ shows us the truth about Moses, Elijah, and John the Baptist. Part 9.
Let's keep reading in 2 Kings 2:23 through 25 to continue understanding the revelation of this mystery that is being explained to us. Then Elisha went up from there to Bethel, and as he was going up the road, some young men from the city came out and mocked him, saying, "Bald man, go up, bald man, go up." This is a figure of what happened to Christ Lisbeth when she left the previous dispensation, and they mocked her for being the widow of the Antichrist and for saying that she had gone up to God's heaven. And he turned back and saw them, and cursed them in the name of Jehovah. And 2 bears came out of the mountain, and tore apart 42 young men. Lisbeth was 42 years old when all this happened to her, so this is a representation of when she was to discard those years of false information and sin of the Antichrist. From there he went to Mount Carmel, and from there he returned to Samaria. Mount Carmel is a place often mentioned that symbolizes fertility and beauty, and is associated with the prophet Elijah, who is considered one of the spiritual fathers of the Carmelites. It is associated with Elijah because he is the one who deceived Christ, the woman who is God's fertility and beautiful holiness. Christ Lisbeth saved those Carmelites who were under the influence of the unclean spirits of the Antichrist, a figure of Elijah. Samaria is the place where the decapitated body of John the Baptist was buried, and Samaria means watchtower. Therefore, Samaria is a figure of the mind of Christ, where the teachings of the Antichrist were buried so that they would never again reign over God's people, and Christ Lisbeth is the watchtower for her people. That is why we know that both Elijah and John the Baptist came before the manifestation of the true Christ, in order to prevent her from fulfilling her saving mission in men. In the Bible, baldness was associated with mourning the dead, to anguish, and shame as a result of a disaster. It says in Leviticus 13, verses 40 and 41, "And a man, when his hair has fallen, is bald but clean. And if his hair falls out toward his forehead, he is bald in the front but clean." And when it says that 2 bears tore the young men to pieces, it is not physically, but with the word that proceeds from the mouth of God, Melchizedek Lisbeth, because the 2 bears represent the divine judgment, protection, the eagerness to conquer, and the expectation of justice for those who stray from God's path. The bear represents the unavoidable nature of God's justice. The protective instincts of the bear are evident, especially in the case of a mother. It says in Isaiah 11:7 that the bear will graze with the cow, which represents the tranquility of Jehovah's gathered people. Amen. To be continued.